Every day you have the power to shape your thoughts, and by shaping your thoughts, you ultimately shape your life. Words hold immense power, power that, when used wisely, can transform your inner world and the world around you. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the most impactful practices you can adopt: repeating powerful affirmations, not just once, but consistently up to 100 times every day. It may sound simple, but its impact is profound. Why is repetition so powerful? When you speak something, you invite it into your reality. The more you repeat something, the more your subconscious mind begins to believe it. When you repeat something 100 times a day, you are not just speaking words. You are laying down the foundation for a new belief system. You are affirming your commitment to the life you want to create. The key is not just to repeat empty words, but to deeply connect with each affirmation. Believe it. Live it. If you say, "I am capable of achieving great things," say it like you already know it to be true. If you say, "I am worthy of love and success," say it with the conviction that it's already manifesting in your life. But what about the deeper meaning of these words? When we say these affirmations, we are not just focusing on surface-level success, but on spiritual growth and personal fulfillment. These affirmations help align your inner self with the higher purpose that you were meant to fulfill. They are a call to action, a reminder that you are on a journey that is not just about success, but about growth, peace, and spiritual connection. Consistency is the secret. Just like any skill, mastering the art of positive thinking requires practice. It's like building a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger you become. But the key to strength lies in persistence. Saying these words daily, consistently, with passion and belief, can rewire your mindset. And with that shift, your entire life will follow suit. Now, imagine this: 100 times every day, you speak these affirmations to yourself. In doing so, you are setting yourself up for success in a way that goes far beyond what you might even realize. You are forming a new identity. You are stepping into a life that is more aligned with your true potential. You are becoming who you were always meant to. But here's the most important part. It's not about simply saying words. It's about saying words that are in alignment with who you truly are and who you are becoming. As you repeat these affirmations, remember that it's not just about today. It's about the person you are building yourself into for tomorrow. So, what do you need to say to yourself every day? Start with the words that resonate most with your heart. Perhaps it's a declaration of your worth, your potential, or your purpose. Whatever you choose, commit to speaking it 100 times a day. Let these words sink in and become part of you. You are not just speaking to yourself, you are speaking life into your future. You are manifesting the life you were always meant to live. Remember, what you say becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes your reality. So start today and say it with conviction. I am capable. I am worthy. I am powerful. Say it again and again and again. Your words will change your mind, your actions, and eventually your life. Repetition holds an undeniable power in shaping our thoughts and beliefs. It's not just about mindlessly repeating words or phrases. It's about consciously and intentionally using repetition to reprogram the way we think and view the world. When we engage in repeated positive affirmations, we are crafting a new narrative for our lives. These affirmations have the ability to influence not only our mindset, but also our actions, emotions, and interactions. In a world that often bombards us with negativity and doubt, it's easy to lose sight of our potential and value. The simple act of repetition, repeating positive, empowering thoughts, creates an environment of growth and possibility. Over time, these affirmations build a new mental framework, shifting us from doubt and fear toward confidence and empowerment. What we think about ourselves and what we tell ourselves becomes our reality. If we constantly reinforce the belief that we are not capable, not worthy, or not enough, that's exactly how we will see ourselves, and that will reflect in our decisions, behavior, and life outcomes. On the other hand, by consciously choosing to repeat affirmations of strength, capability, and worth, we can start to create a new narrative where success, fulfillment, and happiness are not just hopes, but certainties that we actively pursue. Repetition also taps into the subconscious mind, which is a powerful driver of our thoughts and behaviors. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between positive or negative thoughts. It simply absorbs whatever we tell it repeatedly. By repeating positive affirmations, we are planting seeds in the subconscious that will eventually sprout into actions and beliefs that align with the affirmations. The more we repeat these affirmations, the deeper they embed themselves into our subconscious mind, making them feel like truth. This process works much like programming a computer. Just as we would input data into a system to get a desired outcome, we input positive, empowering words into our minds to get a desired mindset and life outcome. Our subconscious then begins to filter our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions through this new lens. The beauty of repetition lies in its ability to create lasting change without us even realizing it. At first, it may feel like empty words. You might not feel immediately different or see instant results, and that's okay. Just like physical fitness, mental and emotional growth takes time. The key is in the consistency. Think about the physical body. We don't build muscle overnight. We have to consistently show up, put in the work, and be patient as the muscle grows stronger with every effort. The same applies to our mental and emotional states. Repeating positive affirmations daily helps us build a stronger, more resilient mindset. The longer we practice it, the more deeply ingrained these beliefs become, and the more automatic they start to feel. Additionally, repetition helps create a rhythm in our daily lives. It serves as a reminder of what we are striving for and why we're striving for it. When we commit to saying affirmations 100 times a day, we're not just repeating words, we're taking time to center ourselves and realign our actions with our core values. It's an opportunity to reconnect with our purpose, refocus our energy, and ground ourselves in the belief that we are capable of greatness. In this way, repetition becomes a tool for consistency and direction. It brings us back to what truly matters when distractions or challenges arise. The act of speaking affirmations out loud also has a profound effect on our internal dialogue. We often have an ongoing conversation with ourselves, whether we realize it or not. This inner dialogue can be a powerful force in shaping our reality. If that internal conversation is filled with negativity, self-doubt, or criticism, it can be incredibly limiting. But by consciously changing that inner conversation through repetition, we begin to reshape how we see ourselves and our potential. Every time we say, "I am worthy," "I am capable," or "I am enough," we are challenging any limiting beliefs or negative self-talk that may have taken root over the years. With every repetition, we are telling ourselves that we are deserving of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Importantly, it's not just the words we say that matter, it's the energy we bring to them. Affirmations are powerful when said with conviction and belief. If you say, "I am successful," but don't truly believe it, it may not have the same effect. It's the energy behind the words, the feeling, the belief, and the emotion that gives them their power. When we repeat these affirmations with real belief, we align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life we want to create. It's about embodying the affirmation and living as if it's already true. Ultimately, repetition is a powerful tool for personal transformation. It shapes our mindset, influences our emotions, and drives our actions. It enables us to move past self-doubt and step into our true potential. By committing to repeating empowering affirmations every day, we are taking intentional steps to rewire our minds for success, happiness, and fulfillment. This simple yet powerful practice can be the catalyst for creating lasting change as it transforms the way we think, act, and ultimately live. Living a purpose-driven life is about aligning our actions with our deepest values and beliefs. It's not just about going through the motions or doing things because they're expected. It's about understanding why we do what we do and ensuring that our choices reflect a sense of purpose and intentionality. Each of us has a unique calling, something deeper that drives us beyond just survival or success. When we live with purpose, we connect with something greater than ourselves, and that connection fuels our actions, our decisions, and our overall outlook on life. The concept of living with purpose is central to human fulfillment. We are naturally drawn to meaning. It's what inspires us to get up in the morning, to face challenges, and to push forward even when things get tough. Purpose gives us direction. It serves as a compass, guiding us when we're faced with decisions, doubts, or setbacks. It helps us understand that our actions matter, that we have a greater impact than we often realize. A person who lives with purpose doesn't just exist, They contribute, they create, and they make a difference. When we live with purpose, it gives our lives clarity and direction. Instead of floating through each day without intention, we wake up with a sense of knowing what we're working toward. Purpose provides a reason for the hard work, the late nights, and the sacrifices. It allows us to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and learn. Even in times of struggle, when we are aligned with our purpose, we can tap into a well of strength that helps us move forward. We are not just pushing through life. We are actively creating the life we want to live, and every challenge becomes a stepping stone to that ultimate vision. Living with purpose also deepens our connection with others. When we know what we stand for, we naturally attract people who share similar values and visions. This alignment creates a sense of community, a network of support that helps us on our journey. Purpose-driven people tend to inspire others, and in turn, they are inspired by others. This creates a ripple effect, where the collective energy of purpose-driven individuals can lead to greater societal change and improvement. When we live purposefully, we become more attuned to the needs of those around us, and we use our skills and resources to make a positive impact. Purpose doesn't just enrich our own lives, it enriches the lives of everyone we touch. However, finding and aligning with our purpose is not always an easy task. It takes time, self-reflection, and sometimes trial and error. We may go through periods where we feel uncertain or lost, and that's okay. But during these moments, it's essential to remain patient and open to the process. Discovering your purpose is often a journey, not a destination. It requires us to ask ourselves deep questions about what we value, what brings us joy, and where we feel most alive. By connecting with our inner selves and being honest about what truly matters, we start to see the path unfold in front of us. Once we identify our purpose, we must take consistent action to align with it every day. This requires making choices that may not always be the easiest or the most comfortable. Purpose-driven individuals are willing to sacrifice short-term gratification for long-term fulfillment. They understand that the journey is as important as the destination, and that each step along the way brings them closer to living the life they were meant to live. Purpose is not just about achieving external success. It's about aligning our internal compass with our external actions. It's about integrity and authenticity in everything we do. One of the most empowering aspects of living with purpose is that it enables us to find meaning in both the small and big moments. We don't need to wait for grand, life-altering events to feel that our lives have significance. Even in everyday activities, we can find purpose if we bring intention to what we're doing. Whether it's working on a passion project, spending time with loved ones, or helping someone in need, each action can be a reflection of our deeper purpose. Living with purpose also leads to greater satisfaction and contentment. People who feel a sense of purpose in their lives are less likely to struggle with feelings of emptiness or dissatisfaction. This doesn't mean that life will be free of challenges, but it does mean that we have a deeper well of resilience to draw from. Purpose gives us the strength to persevere and to keep moving forward even when things are difficult. It allows us to weather the storms with faith and confidence, knowing that the path we're on is the one we are meant to walk. Purpose is not something that can be given to us by others. It must come from within. It's a deeply personal journey, and no one else can define it for us. When we live with purpose, we step into our own power. We stop waiting for external validation or approval, and we take ownership of our lives and our actions. Purpose-driven individuals are often the ones who make the greatest impact in the world because they are not afraid to stand firm in their beliefs and take bold action. The path to living a purpose-driven life is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When we align our actions with our purpose, we experience a profound shift in our lives. We stop drifting aimlessly and start moving with intention. We become more resilient, more fulfilled, and more connected to ourselves and to others. Purpose is the foundation on which we can build the life we truly desire. It's the driving force that propels us forward and the anchor that keeps us grounded in our values. Living consistently with purpose changes everything. It's not just about what you do. It's about why you do it and how deeply you connect with that why. When you live with purpose, every action becomes meaningful, every decision carries weight, and every moment is an opportunity to build the life you were meant to live. The power of affirmation in our daily lives cannot be overstated. Repeating positive statements is not merely an exercise in optimism. It's a deliberate act of reshaping our internal narrative and reinforcing beliefs that serve our growth and well-being. Our words are incredibly influential. What we say, both to others and to ourselves, shapes our perception of reality. When we engage in affirmations, we are planting seeds in our subconscious mind that will, over time, take root and begin to manifest in our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions. This process works because of the way the subconscious mind operates. Unlike our conscious mind, which is more analytical and discerning, the subconscious absorbs information without question. When we repeat positive affirmations consistently, our subconscious begins to believe them as truths, regardless of their initial alignment with our current reality. As a result, these positive thoughts gradually replace negative self-talk, doubts, and limiting beliefs. When we tell ourselves daily that we are worthy, capable, and deserving of success, our behavior begins to reflect those affirmations, and we take actions that align with our newfound belief system. Repetition allows us to reprogram old patterns of thinking, replacing them with empowering and life-affirming beliefs that propel us toward our goals. The more often we repeat these affirmations, the more they become ingrained in our mindset, ultimately leading to lasting change in our thoughts and our lives. Affirmations work because they tap into the immense power of our subconscious mind, and when paired with belief, they serve as catalysts for transformation. Purpose-driven living is about aligning our thoughts, actions, and decisions with our deeper values and goals. It's about understanding that our existence is not merely a series of random events, but part of a greater plan, one that gives our lives meaning and direction. When we live purposefully, every action we take is infused with intention and clarity. Purpose serves as a guiding force, helping us navigate the complexities and challenges of life with resilience and conviction. Without purpose, life can often feel aimless or directionless, like we are simply reacting to circumstances rather than actively shaping our futures. Living with purpose, however, offers us a clear vision and a roadmap for our lives. It compels us to make choices that reflect who we truly are and what we deeply value. It encourages us to align our daily actions with our broader vision, whether that vision is related to career, personal growth, or relationships. A person who lives purposefully doesn't just go through the motions. They engage deeply with the world, knowing that their actions have meaning and significance. Purpose also provides us with the strength to persevere when things get tough. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but when we live with purpose, we have a deeper reason to keep going. We understand that every obstacle is not an end, but a part of the journey toward fulfilling our mission. The clarity that comes from purpose also enhances our ability to make decisions. When we know what matters most to us, it becomes easier to discern the right course of action as we can assess each opportunity against the backdrop of our purpose. Purpose doesn't just give us something to live for. It gives us something to strive toward. And that sense of direction is essential for creating a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful. Spiritual growth is an integral part of living a fulfilling life. It goes beyond religious practice or outward expressions of belief. It's about nurturing a deeper connection to ourselves and to something greater than ourselves. Spiritual growth involves cultivating a sense of inner peace, understanding, and awareness that transcends the material world. It's about recognizing that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a greater whole, and that our actions, thoughts, and energies are interconnected with the universe around us. Spiritual growth can manifest in many forms. It can be through meditation, prayer, self-reflection, or the pursuit of knowledge. The essence of spiritual growth is developing a deeper awareness of our true selves and the purpose we serve in the world. It encourages us to look beyond the surface and connect with the deeper truths that guide us in life. As we grow spiritually, we develop a sense of peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances, but on our inner state of being. Spiritual growth also involves cultivating virtues like compassion, empathy, and gratitude, which help us live harmoniously with others and with ourselves. The more we nurture our spiritual well-being, the more we align ourselves with our true essence And this alignment fosters a sense of fulfillment that cannot be found through material success alone. Spiritual growth also fosters resilience, as it enables us to find strength in moments of difficulty and adversity. When we are grounded in our spiritual practice, we are better equipped to navigate the ups and downs of life, as we recognize that every experience, whether positive or negative, is part of a greater process of growth and learning. Moreover, spiritual growth helps us understand our connection to the world and our purpose within it. It opens our hearts to the idea that we are here to contribute, to serve, and to make a difference in the lives of others. Through spiritual growth, we learn to trust the journey, knowing that it is leading us toward greater wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Consistency is one of the most powerful tools we can use in our personal and professional lives. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new beginnings, setting ambitious goals, or pursuing lofty dreams, but it's the consistent, everyday actions that truly determine our success. When we show up every day, even on the days we don't feel like it, we create a pattern of reliability and dedication that lays the foundation for long-term success. The key to achieving anything substantial in life is not found in a single great effort, but rather in the small, persistent actions we take day after day. Consistency compounds over time. It's the cumulative effect of small actions that leads to significant results. For example, the difference between someone who reaches their fitness goals and someone who doesn't often comes down to consistency. It's not necessarily about how hard you push yourself in the gym on any given day, but about showing up regularly and making progress, no matter how small. This principle applies to any area of life, whether it's working towards a career goal, building strong relationships, or developing a new skill. When we remain consistent, we are not only improving our chances of success, but we are also building trust with ourselves. Consistency shows us that we are capable of following through, which strengthens our confidence and resilience. The more we commit to our goals and take consistent action, the more we realize that success isn't about grandiose efforts, but about staying committed to the process, no matter the circumstances. It's about creating a routine and sticking to it, even when motivation wanes or when setbacks occur. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum leads to progress. By consistently taking small steps toward our goals, we are inevitably moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment. In fact, many of the breakthroughs we experience in life are the result of the consistent actions we took long before we saw the results. Over time, this practice can become second nature. Ingraining habits that support our long-term vision. Affirmations are not simply about repeating positive statements. They're about reinforcing the beliefs and mindset that shape our reality. The subconscious mind is incredibly receptive to the words and thoughts we speak repeatedly, whether they are positive or negative. If we habitually think or speak negatively about ourselves, we create a mental environment that reinforces those beliefs. However, the opposite is equally true. When we intentionally focus on positive, empowering affirmations, we can gradually shift our mindset to align with our desired outcomes. Affirmations act as a form of mental conditioning. Just as an athlete conditions their body through repetitive training, we can condition our minds to think in ways that empower us. Repeating affirmations regularly sends a message to our subconscious mind that we are worthy, capable, and deserving of success. It helps us build a mental foundation for the life we want to create. At first, affirmations may seem like just words, but over time, they begin to influence our thoughts and behavior. They work by gradually replacing self-limiting beliefs with more empowering ones. For example, if you often tell yourself that you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed, repeating affirmations like "I am worthy of success" or "I am capable of achieving my goals" begins to challenge those old beliefs. The more you repeat these positive statements, the more they will shape your self-perception and outlook on life. Over time, you'll find that you approach challenges with greater confidence, take bolder actions, and feel more aligned with your goals. Affirmations also help us maintain focus on our desired outcomes. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of our goals or to become overwhelmed by negative thoughts and distractions. Repeating affirmations can act as a mental anchor, helping us return to our core beliefs and reminding us of what we are working toward. The key to making affirmations effective is to say them with conviction and belief. It's not enough to simply repeat words. You must truly embody them and feel the emotions behind them. When you say, "I am confident," say it like you mean it, as if you already possess that confidence. It's the emotional energy behind the words that empowers them, and the more you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your affirmations, the more powerful their effect will be. The importance of affirmation and purpose in our daily lives cannot be underestimated, especially when it comes to overcoming adversity and staying on course. Living purposefully is not just about setting goals or striving for success. It's about understanding why we are doing what we're doing and how our actions align with our core beliefs. Our purpose provides a sense of direction and fulfillment that transcends the pursuit of external rewards. It gives us the drive to keep going, even when the path becomes difficult or uncertain. Purpose is a source of internal motivation. While external factors such as rewards, recognition, or money can inspire us in the short term, they don't provide lasting satisfaction or meaning. When we are connected to a deeper sense of purpose, our motivation becomes intrinsic. We pursue our goals not because we seek external validation, but because we are aligned with something bigger than ourselves. Purpose serves as a compass, helping us navigate challenges and decisions. When faced with obstacles, it's our sense of purpose that helps us stay focused and resilient. It reminds us that our journey is about more than just overcoming challenges. It's about growth, contribution, and fulfillment. Living with purpose also means being intentional about our choices. It's easy to drift through life without direction, responding to circumstances as they come, but living purposefully means making deliberate choices that align with our values. It requires us to regularly assess whether our actions are in alignment with the life we want to create. When we live with purpose, we are able to direct our energy and resources toward what truly matters. We focus on our passions, our strengths, and our ability to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. As we continue to take consistent, purpose-driven action, we gain confidence in our ability to make a difference, no matter how small it may seem. Purpose also connects us with others. When we live authentically, in alignment with our purpose, we naturally attract people who resonate with our energy and values. This creates a community of support and inspiration, where everyone is working towards something meaningful together. By living with purpose, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to the collective energy of those around us, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Spiritual growth is not just a concept or practice, it's a way of life that impacts every facet of our being. It's about expanding our consciousness, deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world, and developing a sense of connectedness to something greater than ourselves. Spiritual growth involves cultivating inner peace, wisdom, and compassion, and it requires us to look beyond the material world and embrace a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. One of the key aspects of spiritual growth is the ability to cultivate self-awareness. The more we understand ourselves, our motivations, and our emotions, the better equipped we are to navigate life's challenges. Self-awareness allows us to see beyond our limited perspectives and open ourselves to new possibilities for growth and learning. It helps us recognize the areas of our lives where we are holding on to fear, anger, or resentment, and it gives us the tools to let go of those emotions in favor of healing and peace. Spiritual growth also fosters empathy and compassion for others. As we develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world, we are able to connect with others on a more profound level. We recognize that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own struggles and challenges. This empathy allows us to offer support, kindness, and love, which not only strengthens our relationships, but also enhances our own spiritual development. Spiritual growth invites us to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that everything happens for a reason and that we are always learning and evolving. It encourages us to let go of the need for control and to embrace the unknown with faith and trust. By surrendering, we allow ourselves to be open to new experiences, new insights, and new ways of thinking. Spiritual growth also leads to greater fulfillment. It helps us align our inner world with our outer reality, so that we are living authentically and in harmony with our true selves. When we grow spiritually, we develop a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and contentment. which transcends external circumstances and brings us closer to living a truly meaningful life. Spiritual growth is a continuous journey, and the more we nurture it, the more we tap into our full potential as individuals and as members of a larger, interconnected world. One of the greatest tools we can use to transform our lives is the practice of affirmations. It's easy to overlook the impact that words have on our psyche, but they hold incredible power. The simple act of repeating positive affirmations daily can be life-changing, as it fundamentally shifts the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. Our thoughts shape our reality, and when we repeat certain phrases or beliefs, we begin to internalize them. In essence, affirmations act as a form of mental conditioning. They help us build a new narrative, one that is aligned with our goals, desires, and values. When we consistently affirm our worth, capabilities, and desires, we gradually begin to embody those qualities both in our mindset and in our behavior. The process of affirmation works by training the subconscious mind, which often works in the background, influencing our thoughts and actions without us being fully aware of it. By intentionally choosing positive affirmations, we can begin to reprogram our subconscious to support our growth rather than hinder it. Repeatedly telling ourselves we are confident, worthy, or deserving of success conditions us to approach life with a sense of belief and self-assurance. Over time, we start to take actions that are in alignment with these new affirmations, and we begin to notice tangible results in our lives. The key to effective affirmations is repetition and belief. At first, we may feel like we're just saying words, but as we continue to affirm them, we begin to internalize their meaning and truly believe in them. This transformation is not instantaneous, but with dedication, we begin to see a shift in our mindset and ultimately in our lives. By incorporating affirmations into our daily routine, we are consciously choosing to reframe our thoughts and create a positive, empowered mental environment. This practice is not only simple but also profound, as it helps us move past self-doubt and negativity and instead embrace the truth of our potential. The importance of purpose in life cannot be overstated. Purpose serves as the foundation for everything we do, providing direction and meaning in a world that can often feel chaotic and uncertain. Without purpose, it's easy to fall into the trap of living life on autopilot, responding to circumstances rather than actively creating the life we desire. When we have a clear sense of purpose, it gives us the energy and motivation to overcome challenges, as well as the resilience to keep moving forward even when things get tough. Our purpose is what pulls us forward, what ignites the fire within us to strive for more, and what keeps us grounded when faced with adversity. It's about knowing why we do what we do and ensuring that our actions align with our deepest values. Purpose helps us prioritize what matters most in life. When we are clear about our purpose, we are able to make decisions with confidence, as we can assess each opportunity against the backdrop of our broader goals. Living purposefully is not about being driven by external expectations or societal pressures. It's about honoring what truly resonates with us on a deep level. Whether it's pursuing a career, nurturing relationships, or contributing to a cause, living with purpose ensures that we are spending our time and energy on what matters most to us. A life driven by purpose is more fulfilling, more aligned, and ultimately more rewarding. It allows us to live authentically without the need for constant external validation or approval. Purpose also helps us navigate uncertainty. In times of challenge, when we feel lost or confused, purpose gives us a clear anchor. It reminds us that everything we experience is part of a larger journey and that we have the strength and wisdom to persevere. A person who lives with purpose doesn't just react to life. They actively shape it. Their actions are intentional, their goals are clear, and their sense of direction is unwavering. Purpose is the compass that guides us toward our best selves, and it is one of the most powerful forces for growth and fulfillment in our lives. Growth is an ongoing, never-ending process. Whether it's personal growth, professional development, or spiritual evolution, we are constantly learning and evolving throughout our lives. Growth requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to push beyond our comfort zones. It's easy to settle into routines, especially when things feel comfortable. But true growth happens when we step outside of our familiar patterns and challenge ourselves to do things we've never done before. The process of growth often involves facing our fears, embracing discomfort, and learning from our mistakes. When we embrace the discomfort of growth, we expand our capacity to handle life's challenges and become more adaptable and resilient in the process. One of the most significant aspects of growth is the ability to learn from failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, but a necessary part of the journey toward it. When we fail, we gain valuable lessons that help us adjust our course, refine our approach, and grow stronger. People who embrace growth view failure as a stepping stone, not as a permanent roadblock. Growth also involves constant self-reflection. It's about being honest with ourselves, assessing where we are, and identifying areas where we need to improve. This can be a difficult and uncomfortable process, but it's essential for continued growth. Without self-awareness, we may miss opportunities to evolve and refine our skills or mindset. It's only through this kind of honest reflection that we can truly grow and move closer to our potential. Growth is not always linear, and there will be setbacks along the way, but the key is to keep going, to persist in the face of obstacles, and to continue learning from every experience. As we grow, we also become more attuned to our true purpose. Growth helps us align our actions with our values and our deeper sense of self. And in doing so, we create a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and meaningful. Resilience is one of the most valuable qualities we can cultivate in our lives. It's not the absence of challenges or difficulties, but the ability to bounce back from them. Life is full of ups and downs, and setbacks are inevitable. What differentiates those who thrive from those who don't is their level of resilience. Resilient individuals are able to face adversity with a mindset that allows them to adapt, grow, and move forward rather than being defeated by the obstacles they encounter. Resilience is about maintaining a positive outlook even when faced with adversity. It doesn't mean pretending that everything is fine when it's not, but rather choosing to focus on what we can control and how we can respond to challenges in a constructive way. It's about finding solutions rather than dwelling on problems and looking for opportunities to learn and grow from difficult situations. One of the most important aspects of resilience is the ability to stay connected to our sense of purpose, even in the face of hardship. When we are deeply connected to why we do what we do, it becomes easier to persevere when things get tough. Purpose fuels resilience, as it gives us the motivation and strength to keep going, no matter the challenges that lie ahead. Another key element of resilience is emotional regulation. Resilient people are able to manage their emotions, especially during times of stress or crisis. Instead of letting fear, frustration, or anger take over, they can acknowledge their emotions, process them, and move forward with clarity and focus. This ability to stay calm and composed in the face of adversity is what allows resilient individuals to find solutions, make decisions, and keep moving forward when others may give up. Resilience is a skill that can be developed over time. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to face challenges head on, knowing that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. When we cultivate resilience, we build the strength to face life's uncertainties with confidence and determination, knowing that we can overcome anything that comes our way. The journey of spiritual growth is one that transcends the material world and connects us to something greater than ourselves. It's about deepening our understanding of who we are, why we're here, and how we can align our lives with our true purpose. Spiritual growth is not about adhering to a specific set of beliefs or practices, but about cultivating a sense of inner peace, connection, and awareness. It involves the ongoing exploration of our inner selves and a commitment to living in harmony with our values. One of the core aspects of spiritual growth is the ability to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness allows us to be fully present in the moment without judgment or distraction. It helps us connect with our inner selves and experience life with a sense of clarity and peace. Through mindfulness, we are able to observe our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without becoming overwhelmed by them. This awareness helps us make conscious choices that align with our spiritual values and purpose. Spiritual growth also requires us to develop a sense of compassion and empathy for others. As we become more attuned to our own inner world, we begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all beings. We understand that our actions, words, and energy have an impact on those around us, and we strive to contribute positively to the lives of others. Compassion is not just about feeling sympathy for others, it's about taking action to support and uplift them in meaningful ways. Spiritual growth also encourages us to cultivate a sense of gratitude for the blessings in our lives. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we open ourselves to greater abundance and contentment. Gratitude helps shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, allowing us to appreciate the present moment and the gifts that life offers. Ultimately, spiritual growth is about aligning our lives with our highest values, living authentically, and contributing to the world in a meaningful way. It's a lifelong journey that requires us to stay open to new insights, experiences, and wisdom, and it leads us toward a deeper sense of peace, fulfillment, and purpose. The practice of self-discipline is a cornerstone of personal growth and success. It is not something that happens overnight, but rather something that is developed over time with intentional effort and commitment. Self-discipline involves the ability to control our impulses, emotions, and behaviors in pursuit of long-term goals. It's about making choices that align with our values, even when they are difficult or inconvenient in the short term. In a world full of distractions, developing self-discipline has become more important than ever. It requires focus, perseverance, and the ability to resist the temptation to deviate from the path we have chosen for ourselves. Self-discipline is not about denying ourselves pleasure or joy. Rather, it's about making conscious decisions that support our higher purpose and long-term happiness. It's about setting boundaries, both with others and with ourselves, in order to stay on track and make progress toward our goals. One of the most important aspects of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. In many areas of life, we are tempted by immediate rewards or short-term pleasure. But true success often requires us to forego these fleeting pleasures in favor of something greater. Whether it's waking up early to exercise, saying no to unhealthy food, or resisting the urge to procrastinate, each act of self-discipline is a step toward achieving something meaningful. The more we practice self-discipline, the more natural it becomes, and the more empowered we feel in our ability to create the life we desire. Self-discipline is a skill that can be developed with patience and practice. It's not about being perfect or always making the right choices, but about consistently making decisions that move us closer to our goals. The more we practice, the stronger our willpower becomes, and the more capable we are of staying focused and determined, no matter the challenges we face. Self-discipline isn't just about working hard. It's also about working smart, making strategic choices, and staying focused on what truly matters. The journey to achieving our goals is not always straightforward or easy. It requires dedication, hard work, and a willingness to face obstacles head-on. One of the most significant challenges we face along the way is overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt is a natural part of the human experience, but it can be a powerful barrier to success if we allow it to control our actions. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we are not capable, not worthy, or not good enough to achieve our dreams. However, self-doubt is often a product of fear and insecurity, not reality. When we face challenges, it's natural to question our abilities or to feel uncertain about the outcome. But the key to overcoming self-doubt is not to eliminate it entirely. It's about learning to manage it and not letting it dictate our behavior. One of the most effective ways to overcome self-doubt is through positive self-talk and affirmation. When we start to feel doubt creeping in, we can replace those negative thoughts with positive statements that reinforce our abilities and strengths. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough for this," we can say, "I am capable and have the skills necessary to succeed." Repeating affirmations can help reframe our mindset and build the confidence we need to take action. Another important strategy is to focus on progress, not perfection. Self-doubt often arises when we feel that we are not making enough progress or that we are not achieving our goals fast enough. But success is not always about speed. It's about consistency and taking small steps toward our larger vision. When we acknowledge our progress, no matter how small, we reinforce the idea that we are moving in the right direction. Another powerful tool in overcoming self-doubt is seeking support from others. Surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us and encourage us can help to counteract feelings of doubt and insecurity. By sharing our struggles and successes with others, we create a network of support that bolsters our confidence and motivation. Ultimately, overcoming self-doubt is about taking action despite our fears. The more we push past our doubts and take steps toward our goals, the more we build confidence in our abilities and prove to ourselves that we are capable of achieving what we set out to do. Time management is one of the most important skills we can develop to achieve success and live a fulfilling life. The way we manage our time directly impacts our productivity, stress levels, and overall well-being. Time is a limited resource, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. Therefore, it's crucial to use our time wisely and make the most of every moment. Effective time management begins with setting clear goals and priorities. When we know what we want to accomplish and what matters most to us, it becomes easier to focus our time and energy on the tasks that will bring us closer to our objectives. Without clear goals, it's easy to get distracted or overwhelmed by the demands of daily life. Time management also requires the ability to say no to things that don't align with our goals or values. Saying yes to every request or opportunity can spread us too thin and prevent us from making meaningful progress in the areas that truly matter. Learning to say no is an essential part of managing our time effectively. Another key element of time management is creating a structured routine. By setting aside specific times for work, relaxation, and personal development, we create a balanced life that allows us to be productive without burning out. Routines also help us develop discipline and consistency, which are critical for achieving long-term success. However, time management is not just about planning and organizing, it's also about being adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. In these moments, it's important to stay flexible and adjust our schedule as needed without getting frustrated or discouraged. Being adaptable allows us to make the most of any situation and stay focused on our long-term goals, even when things don't go as expected. One of the most effective time management strategies is to break larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps. This helps us avoid feeling overwhelmed and ensures that we make consistent progress. By breaking tasks down into smaller parts, we can tackle them one step at a time and build momentum as we go. Time management is a skill that requires continuous improvement. As we become more intentional with how we spend our time, we learn to prioritize the things that truly matter and let go of distractions. With effective time management, we can create a life that is both productive and fulfilling, one that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. Building a mindset of abundance is essential for personal growth and success. In a world that often emphasizes scarcity, whether it's in terms of time, money, or opportunities, it can be easy to fall into a mindset of lack. A scarcity mindset limits our potential by causing us to believe that there is never enough to go around, that we must compete for resources, or that our success is somehow limited by the success of others. However, a mindset of abundance is rooted in the belief that there is always enough for everyone, and that opportunities for growth and success are unlimited. When we embrace an abundance mindset, we begin to see opportunities rather than obstacles. We recognize that success is not a finite resource and that the achievements of others do not diminish our own potential. Instead of feeling threatened by other successes, we celebrate them, knowing that there is room for all of us to succeed. A mindset of abundance opens us up to new possibilities and creative solutions, as it encourages us to think expansively and look beyond the limitations we've set for ourselves. Another key aspect of an abundance mindset is gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective and cultivate a sense of contentment. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the present moment and recognize the abundance that already exists in our lives. This shift in focus creates a positive feedback loop where we attract more of what we are grateful for into our lives. An abundance mindset also involves letting go of fear and scarcity-driven thinking. Instead of fearing failure or loss, we embrace the idea that setbacks are part of the process and that there is always more to learn and grow from. By shifting from a mindset of fear to one of abundance, we can take more risks, seize more opportunities, and ultimately create a life that reflects our fullest potential. Cultivating an abundance mindset requires practice and awareness. It's about training ourselves to think expansively, to focus on possibilities rather than limitations, and to embrace a mentality that there is more than enough success, happiness, and wealth to go around. When we adopt an abundance mindset, we unlock the door to endless possibilities and create a life of greater fulfillment, joy, and success. The power of gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in our lives. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we don't have to what we do have, and in doing so, it helps us cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment and contentment. It's easy to take the good things in our lives for granted, especially when we are constantly striving for more. However, by consciously practicing gratitude, we can train our minds to appreciate the present moment and all that we have. Gratitude has been shown to have numerous benefits, both for our mental and physical health. Studies have found that regularly practicing gratitude can reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost overall well-being. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we activate a positive shift in our brain, which helps us develop a more optimistic and resilient mindset. Gratitude also fosters stronger relationships. When we express appreciation for others, whether it's through words or actions, we strengthen our connections and create a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Gratitude allows us to see the value in others and recognize the ways in which they contribute to our lives. By practicing gratitude, we become more mindful of the blessings that surround us, and we begin to see the beauty in the small, everyday moments. Gratitude helps us focus on abundance rather than scarcity, and it encourages us to take nothing for granted. It teaches us to appreciate the journey rather than always focusing on the destination. When we practice gratitude, we shift our mindset from one of lack to one of abundance, recognizing that there is always something to be thankful for, no matter our circumstances. Gratitude is not just an emotion, but a practice, a choice we make. Every personal growth and self-improvement are foundational to creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. The journey of personal growth is not a linear path, but one filled with learning, challenges, and transformation. At the core of personal growth is the commitment to becoming the best version of oneself, constantly evolving and striving to be better than we were yesterday. This process involves becoming aware of our strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs, and using this awareness to make intentional decisions that align with our true self. It requires us to step outside of our comfort zone, challenge ourselves, and be open to new experiences and perspectives. Growth happens when we push ourselves beyond what we thought was possible, whether it's taking on new responsibilities, developing new skills, or confronting limiting beliefs. One of the most significant aspects of personal growth is the willingness to embrace discomfort. Discomfort is often the catalyst for change. When we face challenges or situations that push us out of our comfort zone, we learn and grow. It's through overcoming these challenges that we build resilience, confidence, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Embracing discomfort means understanding that failure, setbacks, and mistakes are part of the process, not signs of defeat. These experiences provide valuable lessons that contribute to our development and success. Another key to personal growth is the ability to be self-reflective. Self-reflection allows us to pause and take an honest look at our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. It helps us identify areas where we may need to improve, as well as areas where we are succeeding. Through self-reflection, we can learn from past experiences and make better decisions moving forward. It also gives us the opportunity to celebrate our achievements and acknowledge our progress. Ultimately, personal growth is about being intentional with our choices, continuously learning, and committing to becoming the person we are. One of the most powerful tools in achieving success and personal fulfillment is having a strong sense of discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to stay focused on our goals and take consistent action toward achieving them, even when it's challenging. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but discipline is what keeps us going when motivation wanes. Self-discipline is about making choices that align with our long-term objectives, even when faced with distractions or temptations. It's about saying no to short-term pleasures in favor of long-term rewards. This could mean waking up early to exercise, working on a project even when we don't feel like it, or resisting the urge to procrastinate. Developing self-discipline requires a strong sense of self-control and the ability to delay gratification. While motivation can come and go, discipline is what ensures that we continue making progress regardless of how we feel in the moment. One of the keys to building self-discipline is creating habits that support our goals. Habits are powerful because they allow us to do things automatically without having to think about them. When we make positive actions part of our daily routine, we make progress even when our motivation is low. Another important aspect of self-discipline is time management. Effective time management ensures that we prioritize important tasks and stay focused on the actions that will move us toward our goals. With discipline and good time management, we can achieve more in less time and create the life we desire. Self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's about making consistent, intentional decisions that bring us closer to our goals. It's about staying committed to our vision and doing the work, even when we don't feel like it. Ultimately, self-discipline is the bridge between our aspirations and the results we want to achieve. The power of mindset cannot be underestimated when it comes to creating a successful and fulfilling life. Our mindset shapes our perceptions, influences our behaviors, and dictates how we respond to the world around us. A positive, growth-oriented mindset is one of the most powerful tools we can use to create the life we want. When we adopt a growth mindset, we see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as obstacles to avoid. A growth mindset encourages resilience and adaptability, as we believe that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and persistence. On the other hand, a fixed mindset, the belief that our qualities are set and cannot be changed, limits our potential. People with a fixed mindset are more likely to give up when faced with challenges, as they believe that failure is a reflection of their inability. Cultivating a growth mindset is key to overcoming self-doubt, fear of failure, and a lack of motivation. When we believe that we can learn and improve, we are more likely to take risks, try new things, and pursue our goals with confidence. Developing a growth mindset starts with changing the way we talk to ourselves. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can say, "I can do this with effort and practice." By reframing challenges in this way, we open ourselves to new possibilities and become more motivated to take action. A growth mindset also requires embracing the idea of lifelong learning. When we see every experience, whether it's a success or failure, as an opportunity to learn, we create an environment of continuous improvement. Over time, our mindset becomes more resilient, and we are able to face challenges with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. A positive mindset is essential not just for success, but for overall well-being. When we approach life with a mindset that is open, curious, and growth-oriented, we are more likely to experience joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Gratitude is one of the most transformative practices we can adopt in our lives. When we focus on what we are thankful for, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude helps us recognize the good things in our lives, no matter how small, and creates a sense of contentment and fulfillment. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life and forget to appreciate the blessings we have. But when we intentionally practice gratitude, we cultivate a mindset of positivity and abundance. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can have significant benefits for our mental and physical health. People who regularly express gratitude tend to experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression, and they report higher levels of overall happiness and well-being. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. When we express appreciation for others, we create deeper connections and build trust. It's a way of acknowledging the value that others bring to our lives and showing them that we don't take them for granted. One of the most powerful ways to practice gratitude is through journaling. Writing down the things we are thankful for each day helps us focus on the positive aspects of our lives, even during difficult times. It also helps us become more mindful of the present moment and increases our awareness of the abundance that already exists in our lives. Gratitude also helps us stay grounded and focused on what really matters. When we focus on the things we are grateful for, we are less likely to be distracted by material desires or external pressures. We begin to appreciate the simple joys of life and develop a deeper sense of peace and contentment. Ultimately, gratitude is about acknowledging the richness of our lives, both in the big moments and in the small, everyday experiences. By practicing gratitude regularly, we can create a more positive, fulfilling, and meaningful life. One of the most important aspects of success is the ability to persevere in the face of adversity. Life is full of challenges, and setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's a failed project, a personal struggle, or an unexpected obstacle, the way we respond to these challenges often determines our success. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from difficulties, is a vital skill for overcoming setbacks and achieving long-term success. Resilient individuals are able to maintain a positive attitude, stay focused on their goals, and take proactive steps to move forward, even when things aren't going according to plan. Building resilience starts with developing a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable barriers. Instead of giving up when faced with obstacles, resilient people see them as a natural part of the process and use them as a chance to learn and improve. One of the key traits of resilient people is their ability to stay emotionally balanced even during tough times. They don't let negative emotions such as fear, frustration, or anger control their actions. Instead, they acknowledge their emotions and use them as fuel to take constructive action. Resilience also involves cultivating a strong sense of purpose. When we are deeply connected to our purpose, we have the motivation and determination to keep going, no matter the obstacles in our way. Our purpose serves as a guiding light, helping us stay focused on what truly matters and giving us the strength to overcome challenges. Additionally, resilient individuals are not afraid to seek support when needed. Whether it's through friends, family, or a mentor, seeking help and advice from others can provide valuable perspective and encouragement during difficult times. Building resilience is a lifelong process, but it's one of the most important qualities we can develop in order to navigate life's challenges and continue progressing toward our goals. Living a life of balance is essential for maintaining our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the demands of work, relationships, and other responsibilities. When we neglect our well-being in favor of constantly striving to meet external expectations, we risk burnout, stress, and a lack of fulfillment. Creating balance in our lives requires us to prioritize our health, relationships, and personal growth while also achieving our professional and financial goals. One of the keys to living a balanced life is learning to manage our time effectively. When we are intentional about how we spend our time, we can create space for the things that matter most. This means setting boundaries and saying no to activities that drain our energy or don't align with our priorities. Balance also involves taking care of our physical and mental health. Regular exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient rest are crucial for maintaining our energy levels and overall well-being. Mental health is just as important, and making time for activities that promote relaxation and mindfulness, such as meditation, reading, or spending time in nature, is essential for restoring balance in our lives. Another important aspect of balance is maintaining healthy relationships. Surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive people who uplift us is key to staying grounded and connected. It's also important to nurture our own personal development by setting aside time for learning, hobbies, and self-reflection. Achieving balance is not about perfection. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values and creating space for the things that nourish our mind, body, and soul. When we live in balance, we experience greater fulfillment, joy, and success in all areas of our lives.